Hey everyone, I'm Julie Van Rosendahl, and today I'm going to make some cookies as part of Redpath's Share the Sweetness virtual Christmas cookie swap. I chose a recipe for Nanaimo Thumbprint Cookies from their website, and they're right up my alley. I love Nanaimo bars. These have all the same flavors, only in cookie form. So instead of jam in a shortbread cookie, we've got that sort of custard buttercream in a chocolate cookie topped with chocolate. And so I'm going to show you how easy they are to make. Okay, so we're going to start with 2/3 of a cup of butter, and you want it to be at room temperature so that it can cream easily. And then I've got some Redpath golden yellow sugar. I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup, tightly packed. And beat those two together. You can use your stand mixer or you can do it by hand. I often put the vanilla in with the butter and sugar, just that added liquid helps it whip a little bit better. Beat in the egg. Okay, so now that it's pale and fluffy, we're going to add the dry ingredients. So I've got a cup of flour, just regular all-purpose flour, half a cup of graham crumbs, which are typical in the base of a Nanaimo bar, some cocoa, 1/4 of a cup, baking powder, teaspoon, and about 1/4 or 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Yes. And I'm going to add this along with coconut. Oops. I always make a mess in the kitchen too. Coconut and finely chopped walnuts or pecans. And that's also typical in the base of a Nanaimo bar. So I'm going to do it on low speed or by hand just to combine the two. I'm going to roll the dough into balls about the size of a walnut, about 1 inch. And put them on a parchment lined sheet. So you can use a scoop if you like, or just do them by hand. Okay, so now we're gonna make a little indentation in each cookie. So you can use the handle of a wooden spoon or the tip of a regular spoon or even just your thumb. I mean, they're called thumbprint cookies, right? You want to just make a little indentation in the middle. So now I'm going to bake these for about 14 minutes until they're set. Okay, so while the cookies are baking, I'm going to make the frosting to go in the middle. This is my favorite part of a Nanaimo bar, that creamy buttercream that gets its distinctive flavor from custard powder. I've got 1/3 of a cup of butter, again at room temperature, and we need about 1 1/4 cups of Redpath icing sugar. Couple spoonfuls of the custard powder, a couple tablespoons is good. And that's going to give it its yellow color too, which is distinctive in a Nanaimo bar. A little bit of vanilla if you like. I like the flavor of the custard to come through, but a little bit of vanilla is a good idea. And a little bit of milk or cream, a couple tablespoons. I'm just going to add 1 for now, and then add more as I need it. So you want to whip it until it's smooth and creamy. Look at that color. And there are no lumps. So scrape down the sides of the bowl a couple times and add a little bit of extra milk or cream or icing sugar if it needs it to get sort of a spreadable frosting consistency. Ta-da! Perfect. Okay, so I am going to put this into a piping bag. I just use disposable plastic piping bags, or you could use a Ziploc bag. Here it is. So this has a hole in the tip. If you use a Ziploc bag, just spoon it in and cut a corner off. So I'm gonna spoon it in. If you use a glass, you can kind of stabilize it. Oh, here, that's a cool one. Ta-da! So now, once the cookies are out and they're cooled, we can fill them with this frosting. Okay, so here are cooled cookies. We want them to be completely cool so that they don't melt the frosting. And I melted some chocolate chips with a little bit of butter just to make a nice drizzle. And adding that little bit of butter, whether you're making a Nanaimo bar, a classic Nanaimo bar, or a cookie, the butter will keep it from cracking when you cut into the bars, which isn't as big a deal with a cookie, but makes it easier to drizzle. Okay, so here's our frosting. We've got our cookies, and I'm just going to make a little swirl on top. You could use a star tip if you like, if you want to make it a bit fancier. And we're going to take our chocolate and drizzle it over top. Now you could put the chocolate in a Ziploc bag too. Sometimes I put chocolate chips in a Ziploc baggie and put it in warm water to melt it. And we're just gonna drizzle. I kind of like the splattered look. You could dip these. I would chill them again to get the frosting to set a little bit. I love drizzling cookies with chocolate. So there you have it, Nanaimo cookies. I hope you enjoy your holiday baking and learn lots of new recipes from Red Pass Share the Sweetness Virtual Christmas Cookie Swap.